Chris, when you hear that, and when you hear kind of the logic that Greg Schiano used, that he thinks there's wins out there that this team can still get. We've talked about their schedule quite a bit and how it's going to get very difficult for the Scarlet Knights. That no matter who's calling the plays there, it was going to be a tough road for them. But to hear that reasoning from Greg Schiano, and that it almost kind of sounds like a win now move for a team that's rebuilding.
Well, it does. Listen, I mean, everybody outside observers of this program, I think, are always going to have a different vantage point than those in the program, and especially those coaching the program, right? He is trying to win games now, and he thinks that can happen. And listen, I mean, it's a lot of people are going to disagree with this. It's not that far-fetched. Like, the defense has played really well this year. It played well against Iowa. It played well against Nebraska. Well enough to win. And guess what was the reason? The reason why Rutgers lost? Because of the offense. I mean, the offense was terrible against Nebraska. And I get, the idea that Sean Gleeson was the fall guy, but it wasn't good enough. They scored 13 points in the first half, and never again in the second half. Rutgers blocks a punt, gets the ball at the 9-yard line, and can't score a touchdown. Then the defense gets 2 picks, and Rutgers can't make anything out of that. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, I think something had to change at this point. And we'll see whether it works or not. But listen, is Rutgers going to win a game again for the rest of the season? I think that they will. Can they win 2? That's probably going to be tough. But, Schiano feels like this team has the potential to win, and this is what had to happen. So, listen, I mean, I think if anything can jumpstart the offense, that would be good for Rutgers, because that's what needs to, take place for this team to get anything out of the rest of the season. But, yeah, I mean, if that's what he's feeling like, that's what he felt like, the move that needs to be made.
And I think Rutgers does have some talent. We've seen that they have some speed. They have a couple of decent running backs. But I think one of the things that really hammered this whole thing home was the performance against really the worst Nebraska team any of us has ever seen. They have an interim head coach, totally dysfunctional, and on your home field, you couldn't beat that team with every opportunity. I just think that kind of hammered home something had to be done.